Yes. He was in Goo Fighters, is that right?
Yes, he was in the Goo Fighters.
I confused them with Foo Foo Dolls.
Hey, welcome to Hollywood Handbook, an insider's guide to kicking butt and dropping names in the red carpet line back hallways of this industry we call showbiz. It's nice to laugh after being so mad, and go ahead.
What up? That's just, we don't have to do it, but I think when we don't do it, it can create a little bit of a weird
People
energy.
say, what happened? People say,
yes, they're scared.
And where did you go?
It is, of course, the basis for our sticker, so.
Well, like I said, it was a week of being mad because there's a lot of stuff that's wrong with this country, and it has to do with sometimes politics, and occasionally it's about taxes and things like that. But this week, the main thing that was wrong with America was you all saw this magazine cover.
Ugh.
And I hesitate to even describe it in detail.
Well, I hesitate to even call it a magazine.
Yeah, I mean, and specifically the magazine is Paper Magazine, which is like, yeah, we know. And the image on the cover is Kim Kardashian, as if she needs any more attention. And
the pose that she's in and the wardrobe choice is something.
It's desperate.
Yes, that's exactly right. Mm-hmm. It's a desperate cry for look at me, and I'm on a magazine, and it's made of paper, and everyone has to know that. And it's just so pathetic. And the fact that people actually apparently bought it and looked at it just makes me very scared for my children and my children's children and what this country is, because we used to be about something. And if you were famous and you were on a magazine, it used to mean you had talent.
Because the question for me is, what does she even do?
Well, she doesn't do anything. What does she
do?
Hey, she doesn't do anything. What does she do? Literally, let's talk about what she actually does. She's on a TV show and gets her picture taken. Okay?
Is that today? That's a job?
That's today, a job all of a sudden?
Your job?
And why? Because people want to look at her? Like, okay, being a beautiful woman, having your picture taken, that's suddenly a job? We don't even have a name for that. Give me a real celebrity. Give me Kate Upton from The Other Woman, an actress, That is a celeb. Like, because she's doing something. Give me a songwriter like Paris Hilton, had that single out. Now that, to me, or Coco, Ice-T's wife.
And remember, if you think back to the days of Betty Page and Jane Mansfield and how they used to, I think they were professional USO performers. They used to go and they would do dancing for the troops.
And they got there because of their talent. And I miss, where is our generation's Zsa Zsa Gabor? Now, here's a woman. She was a very famous woman for a very long time because of her talent. And it wasn't because she wore jewelry and was glamorous and beautiful, but she was famous because, well, mostly because she was married so many times. But Kim hasn't been married but 3 times.
Well, that was a tradition that Paris Hilton inherited, actually, because you remember, just like Zsa Zsa, she went to go live on a farm. And so when is Kim Kardashian going to go live on a farm?
She's never been on a farm at all. At all. And so it just makes me wonder, like, are we just picking and choosing, like, oh, this person's famous because a lot of people want to look at them? That's not fame.
And when you think about role models, when you just think about role models for a second, and who we're choosing to celebrate with our magazine covers, and you think about all the scientists that are out there.
Oh, please, just go ahead and just name one right now.
Well, and see, that's the problem, because I can name a bunch. Carly, for example.
Yeah.
And they're doing things. You know what happened this week? Do you realize what happened to the news this week? We just sent out a spaceship, and we stopped
put
a
it
comet.
on a we put it on a comet and made it go away.
Yes, from potentially hitting the United States.
From hitting the United States, and from what I've heard, maybe hitting a bus And if you think about how many people are on a bus at any given time, minimum one to be driving it, and there's seats all the way down them. Mm-hmm. All of those could be comet food right now. So,
but what do we do instead? Whose butt do we put on the magazine instead? And we put Kim Kardashian's butt on there. What does she even do when a scientist put a scientist's butt on the magazine cover?
Can I just say, I've literally never seen Malala's butt. And this woman won the Nobel Peace Prize. And I haven't seen her butt on a magazine, on the internet. I mean, what are we doing as a nation looking at the butt of some woman who, is just some famous woman and not a scientist or maybe somebody who's even a smart writer?
Yes, what about Joan Didion?
Thank you.
And people say well, Joan Didion's butt is not big enough to be on the magazine. Well, I don't know. We don't know what it looks like because no one will put it on the magazine.
Yes, and there's another picture in there later where you can see her naneno and her taters. She got her taters and her naneno out. And you're looking at them and I'm going, well, couldn't this be someone with real talent? Somebody like a Flannery O'Connor or something.
Oh, so sad that Flannery O'Connor and Maya Angelou died and you never saw their naneno even once.
Yes. It's very frustrating. And so to me, I just wonder as a nation what direction we're headed, and are we going to actually, maybe we should have let the comet crash into us, and maybe
would that have been an interesting wake-up call?
And if it ate some of those bus people, the comet munched them up, then maybe we'd go, oh, well, we're not really looking at what's important. I mean, somebody like Heidi Klum, okay?
Yeah.
Now, this is a celebrity. Because I'll tell you what,
she's a fashion judge.
She's a fashion judge. She says what's good about fashion. She really knows how to get her picture taken, which I don't even know if Kim was doing it right. I mean, I wasn't in the room, but I got to assume they had to tell her how the camera works, everything. And Heidi's on a reality show. Yeah, and Kim is too, but this one's a competition. I haven't seen anybody win anything on the Kardashians, except an argument over who's gonna, hang out with Bruce. Anyway, it feels good to have fun now that we are not so mad.
It is important to talk about, though, and I'm glad that we did decide to bring it up. And we have a really...
Well, no one's talking about it.
Yes.
And if I could say one more thing...
Except to say, yummy. That's what everyone says. These zombies just look at a big butt and they say, yummy, gimme.
Well, it could look like a peach. And they're thinking they're going to take a big chomp. And you can't. It's so clearly photoshopped.
It's paper. And they are trying to tell you on the cover of the magazine.
I know it's photoshopped because from the angle, actually, her taters would be sticking out in front of her shoulder a little bit. And you don't see them.
No.
I mean, you see them later in the photo with her nanana, but you don't see them in that shot. So I go, well, I know they photoshopped it. So what else did they change? Did they make it look more like a beach? It's just disgusting to me. And so... thank you to us for being brave enough to bring it up and talk about it and to be upset about it because it's a good thing to be upset about. We still haven't found that plane. We're talking about Kim. Where is the plane?
Put the plane on the magazine.
Somebody put the missing plane parts on a magazine cover. I mean, that's news. Or at least a photo of the ocean where we think it might be.
Take your fashion magazine and use it to find the plane. Do something important for once instead of this woman who it's unclear to me what she even does.
I'm so glad they didn't let her get a star on Walk of Fame. They blocked her from buying it, and that was the happiest day of my life. And I said, at least Hollywood still has some morals. And if
the Walk of Fame is for actresses like Patricia Heaton.
And I can say one more thing, and I will. if that magazine's true and they really did break the internet, I'm going to be so pissed because I'm really starting to get the hang of that thing. And my little cousin Sam was really showing me I got pretty close to getting to a website this week.
And some of my financial information is in there, I'm told. And so if it's broken, then I'm going to be in big trouble. And then somebody else is too.
And I know who to blame. And it's a certain woman who lives in Calabasas with her family. And apparently that's news.